Let's talk that time I was reincarnated as a slime. Okay, so this episode was pretty simple, straightforward kind of stuff. It served to move the plot forward, but it also served to show the relationship between the king and Rimuru's new chief architect Kaijin. So the episode starts off with Rimuru and his friends sitting in the bar with all the elf ladies, and one of them offers to show Rimuru the woman who's destined to spend the rest of his life with, which he gladly accepts. And we see a mysterious girl who we haven't learned anything about yet. She's in the OP and the ending credits, so I'm assuming she's going to be important at some point in the future, but for right now, we don't really know much about her other than a face. We don't even know a name. So it's at this point where the Minister Vesta, who we saw in a flashback early in the episode but are only just meeting for the first time now, he shows up at the bar that they're in and is insulted by the fact that not only is Kaijin supposedly slacking off, even though we finished the order and submitted it, but is also disgusted to see that Rimuru, a slime, has wandered into the bar and then pours a beverage on Rimuru. Rimuru isn't all that upset, but Kaijin is furious and punches Vesta right in the face. And they are promptly arrested for it and put in prison again. At which point, Rimuru and Gobta meet up again, and Gobta just now realizes that he's hanging from the ceiling because he's been asleep this entire time. And Rimuru talks to Kaijin about why the minister hates him so much, and Kaijin reveals that the minister was in charge of a project that went south, and because the minister envied Kaijin so much because Kaijin used to be the chief of one of the 7 royal branches of the Royal Guardsmen, it's complicated, and because he was from a small nowhere nobody village, that a minister came to resent him. And when the Magic Soldier project went awry and exploded, quite literally, the minister took his opportunity to pin the entire thing on Kaijin, and then Kaijin and his fellow artisans swear to join up with Rimuru and help him build his village to the way he wants it to be. It's at this point where they're put on trial, and the minister has stacked the entire trial against them. They have no chance of winning. Even the guy who's supposed to be defending them has been bought off. And at first they are sentenced to 20 years in the mines until Rimuru speaks up and says something in protest. It's at this point where the king actually acknowledges Kaijin by name and offers a position back on the Royal Guard. But Kaijin refuses, mainly because he wants to help Rimuru follow his path and help build his new city. And the king, who's completely understanding in the entire situation, has them exiled, but he also parts ways with them as friends. He's not overly antagonistic to them, but he has no choice in exiling them. And after they leave, he has a one-on-one with the minister and reveals that now, because of the minister's actions, they no longer have any ties with Rimuru, who had helped the city in its time of crisis. And then swiftly has the minister exiled as well, because the minister had screwed up and refused to tell the truth, and the king had overlooked so many of his different failures up until that point. And the king has him exiled as well for these mistakes, and tells him to never show his face again, and thanks him for his service. And then the minister breaks down to a blubbery pile. So it's after, and then after this point, after the Rimuru and his dwarven artisans leave the city and are never coming back, it's revealed that King Dwargon has hired a ninja to stalk Rimuru and keep an eye on him because he fears that Rimuru is as powerful, if not more powerful, than Veldora, the storm dragon, which is well founded because it's freaking Rimuru. Of course it is. I've said multiple times Rimuru is powerful, but apparently he's powerful enough that the king of the dwarves decides to hire a ninja to stalk him and make sure he doesn't step out of line. So, yeah, this episode didn't do much, but it did establish that yes, King Dwargon is afraid of Rimuru, and yes, it explains that Rimuru will never ever come back to the Dwarven village. And it also establishes a character that we haven't seen yet or know yet, but we will see soon. But for right now, I think I'm just curious how this is going to play out. I mean, obviously they can't go back to the village, and obviously there's the ninja who's stalking them, who we don't really know much about, and it's clear that there's going to be more interactions with King Dwargon in the future. So it's definitely going to be interesting. So yeah, if you guys have seen this episode of The Time I Was Reincarnated as a Slime, what did you guys think? Let's get a discussion going in the comment section down below, or over on my Discord server, link in the description as always. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you liked it, hit that like and that subscribe button. Also be sure to follow me on Facebook and on Twitter in the description below. And until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. And that's why I wanted to clear out the room. Okay.